Hey guys, Shadylikeatree here, and welcome into Reminiscing with Shady 82. This is Cabella's Dangerous Hunts. This game was released on November 11th, 2003. It was developed by Fun Labs on the PC and Xbox, and developed by Sand Grand Studios on PS2. It was published by Activision Value, and then in the EU it was also published by Zoo Digital Publishing. It only came out on the PlayStation 2, Windows, and Xbox. Cabella's Dangerous Hunts features a handful of different modes. There's the quick hunt mode, there's also sort of a career hunt mode, and there's multiple different seasons, and this game has a ton of replayability. What you're seeing here is in this first little hunt, I'm looking for a bear, and then if I need a little bit more gameplay, I have some deer hunting gameplay as well from when I was recording this the other night. I gotta say that this game was one I played with friends when I was a young teenager, and then kind of a young or an older preteen from the time I was probably about 11, 10, 11, 12. I had a friend of mine whose name was TJ, and he was big into hunting, kind of being outdoors and things like that. We were in the Boy Scouts together. And he had this game, and he came over to my house, and we played it, and we both had so much fun. And then that made me get it. Actually, I went out and I used some of my money to buy it after that because I didn't have any physical guns at that point in my life. But anyway, the controls are kind of weird and kind of wonky, so you'll see me kind of struggle with those. It's kind of counterintuitive to what I'm used to, and I'm trying to still get a feel for it here while also not alerting the bear to my presence. There are tons of different animals you can hunt in this game. There's moose, there's deer, various mountain lions and cougars and bobcats and those sorts of things. A couple different species of bears. There's elk, all sorts of stuff. There's a wolf. You can kill wolves. All kinds of different deer, buffalo, white rhinoceroses, mountain goats, pronghorn, hyenas, things along those lines. One of the things that's kind of cool about this game that's different from the other hunting games is that you have a nutrition meter, you have a energy meter, you have a stamina meter, you have a strength meter, and you can only take so much damage. There's also an element of stealth to this game, as you can see from what's on the screen right now. Basically, the each thing kind of is mediated by an item that you can bring with you. You can bring water, you can bring food, you can also bring clothes, because in the colder temperature type environments you get cold, and you can die from being too cold. But right here, I think I see the bear, and one of the things that on easy mode it helps you do is it puts a little red dot on the bear so you don't have to track it as well, because I'm kind of not very good at tracking it. And then like right there's the bear, as you can see, and I'm kind of struggling with my aim because of the vertical. It's kind of backwards in a way. And the bear stops just in enough time for me to line up a nice kill shot right there. Drop the bear pretty good. But anyway, back to my friend TJ and I when we were playing this game. Like I said, we were probably 10, 11, 12 years old. I had known him through Boy Scouts. His dad was a hunter. He and I had a lot of similarities. Our parents were divorced. We were best friends, and his dad was a hunter. His family had hunted for years. They lived out in the country. They had a lot of land. And they had lots of guns, and he knew how to shoot guns back then, and that's kind of what really inspired my interest in weaponry and things kind of along those lines. And so a really fun story I have kind of shares. We were playing Dangerous Hunts at his house, and he lived out in the country kind of far away from town, and it was about 15 minutes from where I lived at the time, and we were just sitting there playing Dangerous Hunts, and we'd probably been playing 2 or 3 hours, completing a bunch of missions, and I thought, we should probably get some food. So I walked over and I made a can of ravioli and put it in the microwave, and I go back over to where he's sitting, because he has one of those giant, nowadays it's considered probably pretty small, but it was like a 32-inch television. It was like the biggest TV I'd ever seen in my life at that point. and it was one of those like really thick ones that was really heavy. And he had a little tiny dog, and I forget the dog's name, but it was a little white dog. It was like the littlest, most annoying thing ever, but it was at the same time also very cute. Um, I don't know how I missed that shot. I really don't. But his dog was just by my feet, and I wasn't paying attention, and I tripped over his dog while we were kind of watching this game while I was cooking ravioli at the same time too, and I hit my head on the counter and chipped my front tooth. And if you ever noticed, my front tooth on the top, on the what would be my right hand side, um, is slightly different color than the rest of my teeth. That's because I've had a temporary replacement or a permanent replacement put in, um, and I've had it since then. So it's been about 15 years now that I've had it. And they say anytime it could fall out, but it hasn't happened yet. But I remember just sitting there, and I like had like half my tooth missing, and it was the weirdest feeling ever. And I wasn't bleeding at all that I remember. I was just kind of like really like it was just like a shock of like losing your tooth, you know. And so I was just sitting there, and we were playing Dangerous Hunts, and then his mom walks in, and she screams because she sees my tooth, and she's like, "What happened?" And then she called my mom, and my mom came and got me, and then they got me. I think I went the next day to the dentist, and that's when I got the primary thing made, and then I think maybe a month later we had the permanent thing put on. But that was kind of an interesting story of this game is, I had my tooth chipped because I was paying attention to this game too much and not to the dog, and I tripped over the dog and hit my head on the counter, and that was not a fun time. It's since caused a lot of pain, um, very sporadically, because whenever I go to the dentist, I have to insert this metal rod when they had to place it in, and we did it without any anesthetic or anything. So I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. Just one, two, three, and go. And I was like, okay. And he's like, one, two, zzz, and it went on two and not three, and I was not ready. And yeah, that's the story I have of Dangerous Hunts was a chipped tooth that was caused by paying too much attention to this game and um, not enough attention to I guess my surroundings and to their little tiny dog that I tripped over. So I wanted to share that story with you guys because that's kind of my memories playing with this game. I've actually never been hunting. I'm not a very patient guy. I don't like to sit out in the woods and be patient, especially since most of the hunting seasons around here are when it's really cold outside. Um, I might go at some point, but I don't fully expect to shoot anything or go hunting any like that. When I was in the Boy Scouts, we weren't really allowed to have like any high caliber rifles or anything. We mostly shot with like BB guns and stuff. I don't think we ever shot anything that was of like a legitimate bullet of any sort of caliber of any kind. Other than we did shoot Revolutionary War rifles um, at paper targets when I don't even know. I don't even remember. I was probably like 12 or 13, so it was probably about the time that I was playing this game, actually. Um, in the Boy Scouts, we had this one guy. He was a Revolutionary War buff. He had a couple Revolutionary War era rifles, and he had all the equipment and everything. And we made our own bullets. We poured our own gunpowder. We did it all, and it was a fun time. I remember it being really fun and shooting one of our scoutmasters shot the crotch out of one of our fake British soldiers, um, our redcoats as they were called back in those days, and it was really funny when that happened because we were all trying to do it, but he was the only one that was able to. So that was really fun and really interesting, and I'll never forget that. It was something I'm always gonna think on fondly is the times in my life when I played this game, which would have been 10, 11, and 12 or so, and hunting, and I hope that's a shot, that's a hit. I think that's a miss. Yep, I missed. Um, but yeah, just Boy Scouts and hunting, and I had to tell the story of my friend TJ. He was been a big influence on my life. He's actually about ready to have a kid these days. I saw him on Facebook. I haven't talked to him in many years, but he and I have mutual friends on Facebook, and we're friends on Facebook. And his girlfriend is someone I knew in high school, or well, are they married? They're married. His wife is someone I knew in high school, and skadoosh, kill shot. And so he's getting ready to have a kid. But yeah, that was the story of me playing Dangerous Hunt with my friends. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this story and this video. This has been Reminiscing with Shady, episode 82, Dangerous Hunts, on the PlayStation 2. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you did like this video, please leave a like, let me know. Check out the other Reminiscing with Shady videos. There are quite a few of them that are out, but otherwise, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.